Hello and welcome to round 3 of the Formula Ford ANZ E-Series. I had to get on a plane at short notice, shoot over here to London, check out Big Ben, obviously. Jumped on a one of those red double-decker buses, I don't know what they're called. Travelled about 50 kilometres southwest down to the down the A20, I think it's called, onto the M20, to get here at Brands Hatch. And it's all worth it too, because this is a stunning racetrack. Tonight we're going to be enjoying three 20-minute races. We're actually in qualifying now around this 2 kilometre circuit. Here to help me navigate the twists and turns around this track is our NASCAR specialist and the Dunedin Ranger himself, Liam Banks. Welcome.
Good evening, everybody, I should say. Sounds like your journey to get to Brands Hatch was just as traumatic as Blomquist's journey to get to Toronto for the IndyCar on the weekend. I will take issue with you calling me a NASCAR specialist. I think I'm specifically a NASCAR pitting specialist, as you have seen on previous streams. Yes, no, I wouldn't call myself a specialist in anything, but I do enjoy watching cars go around fabulous racetracks like Brands Hatch. For me, highlight of Brands Hatch has got to be the first corner. It is such a challenging corner, and I'm looking forward to seeing a few of these cars go spinning as they go around it tonight.
Oh, there shouldn't be any spinning. These guys are pretty good race drivers. What have we got left? 9 minutes and 40 seconds left in qualifying. We'll see. We'll see who is pushing the limits.
Yeah, it might be a case of quality over quantity here tonight. Only got the 8 drivers in the field at the moment, which is a bit lower than we had last weekend, a couple of weeks ago, Spring Valley, one of the new tracks, which was a bit of a crash fest. So that might have affected our numbers tonight. Hopefully, we'll see some quality though, because the strength of field is fantastic with the likes of Sean Doyle, Brody Shepherd, Brunt, O'Dea, Patterson all leading the way. It's going to be, I don't think there's going to be 2 packs tonight. I think it's going to be 1 pack of racing, and anybody out of these 8 could take the win.
Yeah, I think you're right. What we got? We got Matthew Bruntforce Trauma, Sean Doyle. We know he's a specialist in his Formula Fords. Ben Miles is no slouch out there. Jaden O'Dea, I haven't raced with him, so I don't know what he's like out here. We got the Wobbler, Tyson Hammer, Oliver Patterson. I know he's Mr. Consistent out there. Who have I missed? David Atkinson's in here as well. So we'll get on board with those guys shortly. But setting the pace is Matthew Brunt on a 132.9.
Yeah, Brody Shepherd's just got fastest with a 132.4. We've then got Sean Doyle with a 132.5 according to my timing, and a 132.8 for Matthew Brunt. What I can't see is if there was a instant point in any of those laps. I'm not sure whether that will appear on my screen or not.
No, Brody Shepherd. Brody Shepherd's got it. He's up on up on the top there.
He's looking for redemption. He had, shall we say, spins in the double digits across the three races last a couple of weeks ago. It was not his Wednesday night, not one he'll remember, but he's definitely better than that race would suggest. I think with 3 laps to go in the final race, he ended up beached on a curb and just sat there and watched the rest of the race. That's how.
Oh look,
it went.
I may have missed that one on the Wednesday night. I get ready for the NASCAR or whatever it is I'm doing that on the Thursday, but I should jump in here and do some laps with you guys. Maybe in a fortnight's time. Lap the field or have the field lap me, one of the two.
I think I know which one it'll probably be of the two. Although I can't speak, you're much better behind a wheel than I am. I will grant you that. It definitely hurt when you won the Wednesday night broadcast.
Oh, did you like that?
Interviewed you.
Yeah.
And then the next day you were ripping me out for my terrible performance in the NASCAR. That stung a bit, not gonna lie.
No, it's good. I enjoy doing this. Ben asked me to jump on the broadcast. So yeah, for everyone that's watching, Mitchell Patterson's got the man flu, or he's sick. I don't know what's wrong with him, but I've taken his spot tonight. Hopefully I can do a half an okay job of what he can do, and support you on your way.
Yeah, hopefully you're watching Mitch so that you can see just how good it runs without you. Really, that's what that's what we want you to take away from this. Nah, it's a pleasure working with Mitch, and hopefully he's not too ill and he gets better sooner rather than later. Oh, yeah. He is watching.
Yeah, he's watching. He's on there talking to us. Sean Doyle, while we were talking, has just done a 132.2. Like he's done a 10th quicker than Brody Shepherd just done before. So he is flying. Oh, geez, I love that livery. Give me a look at that. That's not the, well, you know, pots and pans aren't my specialty, but here I am
Oh, the only pots and pans brand I know is Steele's Pots and Pans.
Yep.
And either you're going to get that reference and you're going to have a chuckle, or you're going to have no idea what I'm talking about.
Is that a New Zealand reference or what is that?
It's a reference to a very famous podcast of the variety not to be discussed at 6:40 on a stream.
Okay, fair enough. I'll do that. So yeah, Sean Dawes going to the top. Who else is on a lap here? Ben Miles. I'm surprised he hasn't put a lap together yet. Well,
Yeah,
it's 5 minutes
Ben
left.
Miles, isn't it? Ben Miles putting a fast lap. He's still got a few minutes though, so it's not panic stations yet. But he's not got that banker in, has he? So he's gonna have to. He's really got to pull his finger out of the proverbial.
Yeah. No, the words are there. We'll get them out eventually. I take it that you're going to be watching the cricket with me tonight, just to get off.
Absolutely.
Oh, jeez, I cannot wait. When he told me how to do the stream tonight, I go, "Come on, man! It's the fourth test."
It's such a great week of sport because we got the obviously at the top of the billing is ANZ ESeries Wednesday and Thursday night. Formula 4 is tonight.
Oh yeah, we do.
86 is tomorrow, obviously, and then you've got the Ashes over the next 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the British Open golf over 4 days. You've got F1 at Hungaroring where Danny Rick makes his fabled return.
Oh,
and then we've got
he'll top
IndyCar.
10 it. He'll top 10 it. Let's face it.
Is it not 2 IndyCar races this weekend?
Yeah,
Is
2
this when
IndyCar
they do the
races.
back-to-back?
Yep.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's a wonderful time of the year.
He's just gone through. While you're having a chin wag there, he just did a 1:32.6, which is his quickest he's done even in his practice session. So all these guys are very close in time. We're talking 6/10 between the top 4, and we'll throw in O'Dea here as well. Let's see. He's on a lap here at the moment. I've got his predicted time of a 1:33, and that's not going to be a good lap. That's going to be garbage. Unfortunately, yeah, that's not where you want to be. Testing the limits.
That lap's got to be garbage. Absolutely.
How's the wobbler going out there? He's out there at the moment he's on a lap, but I think he's just warming up the tyres. Oliver Patterson. Oh, Sean Dawes just did a 1:31.8. Holy! He just jumped to the top.
Yeah, Sean Dawes very, very quick in an open wheeler. And he's come a long way over the last 2-3 years. I think I raced against him the first time. It must have been a couple of years ago. And he was pretty solidly mid-pack, I don't think am I saying. Like upper mid-pack. But recently he really seems to have taken a step forward. And whenever I see him in an open wheeler, he's always racing at the front these days. Which is awesome to see. Very good driver is Sean Doyle.
Ben Knopfling's in the chat, by the way. Yo, what's up, my Benny boy? Welcome to Wednesday nights. It won't be a staple for you, unfortunately. Mitch will be back next week, I'd imagine.
Yeah, the poor audience will have to make do. But no, hopefully we've got Donna Doyle watching as well. I know she's a big supporter of Sean, likes to watch most of his motorsport. Has been watching from hospital earlier in the year, so hopefully she's watching and Sean Doyle can get a win for her again tonight.
Just watching what Oliver Patterson can do. He's on for a lap here. Can he get this last turn sorted? I mean, he's got a nice run. I don't think it's going to set the world on fire with a lap time. And he goes across the line for a 1:34.2. I'd have put him up in the 5th. That's not bad. Pointy end. I mean, the whole thing's pointy end, actually. The only person that's not doing lap times here is the Hammer.
You say pointy end, but there's quite a big gap in the middle of that group there. So you got the top 4, high 131s, low or mid 132s at the worst from Ben Miles, and then a 1.5 second gap to Oliver Patterson with a 1:34.2. So Patterson, O'Dea, and Atkinson really gonna have to find some pace if they're gonna be in the conversation at all tonight. Looking like Doyle and Shepherd really 2 out front, quite a clear margin, only 1/4 second between the 2 of them, and then a 1/2 second from Shepherd down to Brunt at this stage, who's closely followed by Miles. So we've got 3 distinct packs there based on the lap times, but plenty of time for that to be overcome. A bunch of these drivers will have done varying degrees of practice. Some will be familiar with the track, familiar with the car, on the pace straight away, even without dedicated practice. Others might not be familiar with the car, some might not be familiar with the track, or just this track-car combination, and it will take a little bit longer to get up to speed. And some, like Tyson Hanma, haven't done a lap yet.
Yeah, he will do a lap. Like, Actually, let's what do we got? 1 minute left in qualifying. Let's jump on board with him. Let's see what it's like driving one of these things. Um, so where is he on? Where is he on track right now? That's just going through Surtees, isn't it? Into down the Pilgrim's Drop. I think I'm probably wrong.
I have to say your knowledge of corner names is beyond mine on this.
Oh,
track.
well, this is Hawthorne's Hill. Well, there's Hawthorne's. And then you got the little straight here, which he's not going to get to because he's going to absolutely throw that car into a wall. Let's just say the Hammer's probably not going to do a lap in qualifying.
Well, you just assured me he was going to do a lap.
You know who's just jumped
You
in?
lied to me, and I will
Joshua,
never trust a word you say again.
Joshua Horton has just jumped in the nick of time, making there's 9 cars out there at the moment. If anyone's watching, you have literally 20 seconds to get into this for race 1, which is about to get going. Man, this is going to be a bit of fun tonight. Actually, if you want to go through the corners, who's out on track? No one's out on track. We'll go through that turn 1, which you were talking about, where everyone's going to die. That's Paddock Hill Bend. Yeah, of course it is. There'll be people watching that just absolutely love this track. Brands Hatch is an absolute staple when it comes to racing. Let's go through the grid, hey? Now, I know you haven't done anything with me, Liam, but just hang on. I'll bring up the grid.
It's coming.
It's coming, everybody.
Assure the 10 people watching on YouTube, it is coming. You will know the grid before the start of the race. Here it is. Sean Doyle on pole, 131.7. Congratulations to Sean Doyle. Shepherd alongside him in second place. Second row is Matthew Brunt and Ben Miles. Third row, Patterson and O'Dea. On the fourth row, Atkinson in seventh place.
Let's not worry about.
But Faulkner's not driving. That's a lie for you. Joshua Horton is in effectively 8th place, and then Tyson Hanmer is in effectively 11th. Faulkner, Beaumont, and Black are in race control tonight, so they are in the Porsche 992, which is why they've appeared. Not sure why that graphic is telling you Faulkner's in an LMP3 and Orlando Black's in a GT3. They're all in the 992 on safety car / race control duty.
So let's see who's gridding up. I imagine they're going through their little spiel with Benny Faulkner. He'll be telling them what to do and don't. God, I love this track. As you can see, everyone watching at home, the fans are going wild here at Brands Hatch.
Yeah, they're all standing ovation for our drivers at the moment.
Oh, gee whiz. So yeah, we're gonna get going shortly. It looks like another couple of minutes while we're waiting here. So yeah, a tiny turnout tonight, but quality drivers. So hopefully they can battle it out. So 3 20-minute races. They must go pretty quick when we're commentating, I'd imagine.
Oh, they do. Particularly when they're crashing into each other or spinning every 10 seconds.
So you're saying I'm going to be in the pots and pans multiple times tonight, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes by the time we actually look at the time, we realise we're on the last lap.
Okay.
That's how dense the action is in these races. 20 minutes in the Formula Ford. And the Formula Ford's such a raceable car. There's a really large slipstream effect, and it's very easy. Well, I say very easy to control. You can definitely spin these things. They are a bit taily, like the Formula V, but not quite as intense as the Formula V. Whereas if you put it into second, you're likely to crash. It's a bit more controllable than that. Similar to the Skippy, just breeds great racing.
Yeah, I quite enjoy these cars. It's got snap oversteer, snap understeer, snap acceleration, snap everything. Actually, it snaps you. I need to get back into them. Well, I'll make a promise. I'll be here, whether I'm going to be commentating or on the grid, in a fortnight's time in these cars for you.
Excellent. Looking forward to seeing you stuff it into the grass.
Oh, you get some nicknames for me.
Yeah, I'll prepare something. I'll prepare some zingers for if I see you not do well.
Speaking of zingers, Ben Northline, a car is a car. Snap, 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 snap. Yeah, that's that's good, mate. Thank you very much. We have a joke. Ben Northland, if you don't know, if anyone's watching this that don't normally talk, he works with me at Cool Drive. He must be doing a very big speech to these guys since last time you guys raced.
He just likes the sound of his own voice.
Oh, he does.
To these moments.
Yeah, he must be saying, okay, now turn 1, be careful. Turn 2, be careful. and so on and so on. Take it easy, I'd imagine it would be in these in this
Yeah.
briefing.
How many of the racing tried and truisms are going to come out? Like, how many of those just like generic? You don't win a race at the first
Yes,
corner.
yep.
You got to be in it to win it.
That's always had
Everybody's gonna come out.
that always had the negative effect on me, actually. Um, I'm thinking, well, if everyone's thinking they're not going to win it in turn one, maybe I can, and then
Maybe I'll be the one.
maybe I'll be that guy that actually does win it. So saying that to some people just makes the red mist come down even harder. So yeah, first front row, Sean Doyle and Brodie Shepherd. I don't know how these things get off the line. I haven't seen much of these things on the commentary side of things, so this should be interesting to watch.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. We usually don't see too many position changes at the start. They're fairly easy to get off the line, but what you will see is going into the first corner, it'll be just long enough that they'll bunch up a little bit, and it should be interesting because someone's going to lose the back end. It's almost guaranteed. And we're just on board with, not sure who that was. I think it might have been Hanma, judging by the position, and you could see him turning right on the steering wheel already. So looking to get over and be very aggressive on the start line.
20 seconds. They're just these cars will be out of fuel soon, but that's okay. Who we got in the safety car tonight? I think we got Fitzroy Beaumont. No, yeah, Fitzroy Beaumont may be in the safety car tonight, so hopefully we don't see him too often. 10 seconds. Let's get a better glimpse of what's about to go down.
You know what? As you're so excited for the start, I'll let you call the...
Oh, you want me to call it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, so who's at the front there? Sean Doyle and Brodie Shepherd. About to go green for round 3 of the Formula Ford ANZ ESeries. And we're green, and they're going to go. There they go. Good start for most of the guys here. But a ripping start from Sean Doyle. He's already got himself... get into turn 1. That's what you need to do, mate. So you're telling... Oh, that is not where you want to be, on the back of someone's wheel there. That's Oliver Patterson. They just got the back of Ben Miles. Everyone's through turn 2 fairly well. Yeah, everyone's doing a very good job. You're telling me that there's carnage all the time? These guys are racing perfectly. These guys are professionals.
Oh, they're just setting out to disappoint you. That's what it is. I knew you were in the commentary box. They're like, guys, let's behave for once. But behaving the best, as you said, is Sean Doyle, 0.3 seconds ahead of Brodie Shepherd. We saw in qualifying that 2 of these had a bit of pace on the rest of the field. So it'll be interesting to see whether they can pull out that gap. Wouldn't be surprised to see Shepherd try and work with Doyle in those opening 2-3 laps just to try and break the toe to Miles and Brunt behind. But at the moment, they've done no such thing. It's a solid 5-pack at the front, with Doyle and Shepherd being joined by Miles, Brunt, and O'Dea. There's then seems to be a little bit... Oh no, and then got Patterson in there as well. There's then a bit of a gap to Hadmer, Atkinson, and Horton. I think Hadmer, Atkinson, and Horton, the cars just saw really on the outside in the first and second corner, and losing a heap of time as a result.
These cars, yeah, these guys look great. These cars. This is going into the final corner. That's we're on board with Ben Miles. Who's he chasing there? That's Matthew Bruntforce Trauma in front of him.
That's Shepherd, isn't it? Shepherd.
Oh no, you're right. You're right. It's Brodie Shepherd. I apologise.
Going up the inside of turn 1. No, backs out of it. Sides. That's going to be the much safer. No, Shepherd goes a bit wide. You just see the temptation for Miles. Every time he looks like he's pulling out of it, Shepherd got a little bit squirrely, and Miles like, oh, maybe I can go up the inside. Like, no. Oh, no. You can see the temptation on his face. I tell you what, he did very well not to be tempted to try and shove it up the inside there, because I think that might have ended in tears. But for now, Shepherd holding on to second place, and Doyle with a half-second lead, which in these cars is a pretty comfortable lead, believe it or not. This is definitely not F1, where in half a second we're raving and lunatics getting excited, and that is...
I knew that would happen. I was just about to say, I've jumped on the wobbler himself, and I thought, well, he's done a lap. That's all he did before he lost the rears. Who else is there? That Joshua Horton.
He's on an outlap, so he's been into the pits at the end of lap 1 to repair some damage. He's just coming around turn 3, so he's well off the back of the pack. Hanmo, who we just saw have a spin, he's approaching turn 5, and Horton is at turn 4. So big gap between them. And who's this? That's 2 cars touching there.
Yeah, that was O'Dea. They're taking the mower route. He's still going to shove it down the inside here. Yeah. And the guy that came off second best, who was that just went through? That's Jaden O'Dea. They're making a little bit of contact with David Atkinson. Car looks good. We'll jump on board with him. Yeah, car looks fine.
Yeah, car's good. I think he got away with that. I think he split the seas, so to speak, and just got past O'Dea as he was having an incident. Didn't see if there was contact, if it was by himself. We'll have to see if we can get a replay of...
We'll do that a bit later. I just wanted to jump up the front here. Oh, well, I'm in...
That's Miles.
Yeah, that's Miles spinning. Yep. We might jump on that, actually. If we're going to watch a replay, well, you might as well watch... the Ben Miles. Now, is that the livery he normally takes? Is the silver bullet?
I am not 100% certain.
We've got the Battery World livery, David. Yeah, so he's in the 56. Let's see what actually happened to him. So this is him coming into turn 1. Now, where was it that he... was it in the turn 1 that he got a little bit sideways? He's got on the... clean through there, then into turn 2. He didn't lose it. Where did he lose the rears of this thing?
It's got to be
yeah, that's what's happened. He's bumped... He's had a little bit of a nudge onto Brodie Shepherd's rear and spun it around. Nothing much to see here, boys and girls. Everything's fine. He'll be going again. We'll go back live.
Thankfully for Miles, he only lost 2 positions going down to 5th place because other drivers have had incidents and bigger incidents than that one. And he's got another 2 bites at the cherry to get into the top 3 here tonight. 3 races tonight, all 20 minutes long. And I believe we have a reverse grid for race 2.
It'll be the entire grid reverse. So look for Jaden O'Dea. He's a fair way down. He's a lap down. So he'll be starting from the front of the next one. This battle at the front, this Brodie Shepherd... Oh, Matthew Brunner's actually... Yeah, he's within a second now of Brodie Shepherd. So this is a long back straight we have here at Brands Hatch. Oh, it's a great view down there through the trees. I'll take you guys for a lap. I'll educate everyone. Ben Nolting asks, how does that car in P2 have 4 wheels still? Not sure. We'll check out what's going on with him. Now, what I'll do is I'll take you. Who should we go on board for a lap? Anyone on the chat want me to go on board with someone? I think we might go on board with Oliver Patterson. Actually, oh, and as I say that, he just got passed by Ben Miles. But yeah, we will go on a bit of a lap with him, I think.
We got the Ben Nothing asking for the overlay with the leaderboard, please.
Oh, you want that? You want everything. Oh, wow. Okay, there we go. You ask and you shall receive. I should tell you where we are too. We're at Heat 1 with 13 minutes to go in the first race. Sorry, it's just so exciting. Okay, so we're going to jump on board for a lap with Oliver Patterson. He's coming into turn 1. This is the Paddocks Hill Bend, they call it. You got to flow it out, get on the gas hard, stay off the dirt out there in the gravel. Now this is Druids. Druids is a tough corner. You really have to... I think he's in first gear there as he comes through. And then into the Surtees down here in the big left-hander. You can get on the gas quick. You can go all the way out past that curb. This turn coming up here... Sorry, that was Graham Hill's Bend. This is Surtees. This is a tough corner. It feels like you can never get on the power quick enough. And it brings you onto the Pilgrim's Drop or the Pilgrim's Straight. Up into Hortons Hill. Now Hortons Hill, you have to brake and it drops a gear, hits the apex, and you can flow it out to the left-hand side there. Come into Westfield, not your local Westfield here. This is a lot further away, and I wish I didn't jump on board with him. Will he hold on to it?
The barrier? Yeah.
No, he's fine. He's fine. We'll stay with him. This is Dingledell, up into Sheen's Curve, I think, and then into Sterling's. Up through the clearways, into Clark Curve, up here after the, yeah, this is the clearways here, into Clark Curve, into the Brabham Straight. And that's a lap, although not tidy, from our boy Oliver Patterson.
Yeah, if we want to see the racing line for that middle sector, we're going to have to go on board with somebody else. But gives you an idea of
Oh, that's
around here.
wow. You're cruel.
I'm just how difficult it is around here. Trust me, my racing line would be not nearly as good as Patterson's was there. That going on the dirt would have been me at every single corner, particularly around Brands Hatch. It's a really difficult circuit, and I think you saw in that onboard there how long a lot of the corners are, and how difficult it is to judge when to get on the power and just how to get your line right. We saw turn 4, you really want quite a wide entry and then to cut it back in so you can get on the power early, whereas Patterson approached it quite narrow and that compromised his exit, and you can see it live on the broadcast. So many tracks, the corners are cookie cutter, they're just 90 degrees. You can't see that kind of thing on the broadcast because it's so
Yeah, they are blind.
relatively easy to get right. There's only one option, otherwise you're nowhere near. Around Brands Hatch, you can feel like you've got a decent line and still be
miles off the miles off the pace. And who's that behind it? That's Brody Shepherd that got very sideways through that. And you know, while we're on that lap with OP, Sean Dawes stretched that lead to 2 seconds.
Yeah, he's the first man into the 131, so 131.8 is his fastest lap. To give you some an idea of how quick that is, Brody Shepherd's fastest at 132.5. The next quickest after Doyle's 131.8.
Oh, speaking of,
132.4 just about. Well, a 32.386, but we'll call it a 32.4 because rounding down. So he's got a clear 6/10 on the rest of the field, has Sean Doyle. That's just how quick he is, and he's not pulling that lap time consistently, but he is consistently 2-3 times ahead of Brody Shepherd at this point, and he's stretched that gap out to 1.3 seconds with only a few minutes to go in the race.
He actually had a bobble, so he had a 2 second gap. He lost 7/10 into turn 2. Now he's stretching out again anyway, but that's how close this is with these cars. You have a tiny little wobble, and the guy behind you's on a lap. You might. Oh god, that's a good line through there. I like that.
Oh yeah, the guy's got talent, has Sean Doyle.
The guy's got talent.
Let's watch him through. He gets into that curb, nice.
So yeah,
this is close to getting the getting that rear right on the grass and having a spin there, but does it to perfection.
Oh, he's on the power early here at Clark Curve. Onto the Brabham Straight. You need a lot of momentum down here. I want to see what his line is like down here into the Paddocks Hill bend. He's already Brody Shepherd staying with him. Oh, so just before the blue cone there, and he's got the thing sideways on the gas hard. That's where he's making up time. You can see that he's just pulling a gap on the guy behind him. What I might do is check out the gap. Mind the gap. There's the gap for everyone watching at home.
Ben suggesting that Sean Doyle's car is really snaking around at times. I applaud a good pun. That's not really a pun. That's just describing his car, because it is, of course, a snake. If you haven't noticed on the broadcast, I prefer to think that it's got putting a lot of venom into the throttle pedal at the moment.
Oh no!
He's really fanging it.
What have you done, Ben? What have you done? Take it all back. We're going to be here all night. This is a bit of fun. We're going to.
I'm going to save them for race 2.
Yeah, no, save the puns for a little bit later. Wait, Ben Northland is probably on Google right now, going just typing in thanks for the credit. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, yep.
Right, back to some racing.
Back to the action. I'm just seeing who's close. Everyone's really strung out in this lap, in this race. Jaden Adair. I'm surprised about his pace, actually. I know he had a spin, but his lap times aren't crazy.
Maybe he just doesn't want to reveal his true pace.
Well, hang on. As I say that, have they called a safety car?
It looks suspiciously like it, doesn't it?
Well, hang on. There it is.
There it is.
Oh well, I'm going to lodge a protest with the guys back there. That's the wrong livery for that safety car. For anyone wanting to hear some horsepower, let's listen to this thing. It's if you're listening in the broadcast, Orlando, give it some stick. He's not going to. He's not going to listen to me. He's got control of the field at the moment. I'm just trying to work out why the safety car was pulled. Everyone on track was...
I mean, there could very well have been an incident somewhere that we didn't see. Have you got anything
No, nothing.
in all your tools?
Yeah, in my... I've opened the cupboards and there's nothing there. They're all bare.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
I was going to say, yeah, Ben Nothing's got the right idea here. Poor Dr. Epoxy, who is the sponsor for the safety car, and they forgot to put the safety car livery on. I'm going to lodge a protest with our Ben Faulkner.
Paints, Aaron.
I see. Not going to happen, mate. Sorry, that should have been done previous. I'll try to do something as we're racing around.
Might be able to do something between race 1 and race 2.
Yeah, of course, I'll do something there. At the moment, well, if we see the safety car out again there, we'll do something about it. I apologise if that's the case, Mr. Ben Faulkner. But we'll see. Everyone else's paints seem to be loading just fine, so...
Just gonna say, Alan Black doing a great job of wildlife control, taming the local snakes.
I think I'm not going to say I don't want to put anyone out, but I think that's a crocodile. I don't think it's a snake at all. I think it's a crocodile skin. I don't want to put anyone's noses out of joint. I don't want to take away all the puns. But
I'm not gonna lie, my stream is too blurry.
Oh,
for me
please.
to be able to tell.
Yeah. All right. Oh, my eyes are stuck. We'll get a good view of it here coming through. It even says "see you in a while" crocodile on the side. So I'm going to say that is a crocodile skin that we're watching there.
And,
so go back to the pun, sir.
And talking about alligators, of course you're hearing the voice of Orlando Black because Mitch is Croc tonight.
And you got that wrong. It's Aaron, by the way. Orlando Black is.
Sorry.
All right, no, we're gonna get rid of you're going back to Dunedin, mate. We've had enough of that language. Yeah, he's listening too. Oh, we're live.
Yeah, he is. We are live, and we're going racing, and Sean Doyle's leading away the pack. Brody Shepherd's still in second, but Brunt and Miles look like they were going side by side for the first corner. We'll have to wait and see who comes out on top of this battle, whether hostilities will continue going into turn 2. That looks like that is Brunt in the silver bullet behind Brody Shepherd, I believe we're looking at the onboard from. And you can see Miles behind him and Patterson going with them as well. Bit of a gap to Horton behind Patterson. And this is Miles couldn't get much closer, could he? On the tail of Matthew Brunt. So apologies, I got that wrong slightly there. So that's Miles looking at the silver bullet. On board with Matthew Brunt. Is he going to launch a maneuver into the next corner? It's going to be brave. It's going to work. It's going up the inside. Oh no, backs out of it. I think the correct decision made there, otherwise that was definitely going to be contact. Now watching, oh there we go, back alongside, going to get him into this corner though, and is Patterson going to be able to follow him through? I tell you what, if he goes wide, Patterson will be able to follow him through. Looks like he's just held on to the position for now. We watch them as they come over the crest. Brunt, Patterson, Miles, all locked in battle. Doyle, Shepherd looking to break away at the front, and they've already got a second on Miles in third place. This is the battle for the podium positions. Not long to go in this race to see who can get on the podium, get a bit of silverware in their back pocket before we go to race 2 of the night. Brunt in the middle of this pack, Miles ahead of it, and Patterson at the rear. And now we're watching Shepherd looking to line up and move on Doyle. Doyle had a healthy lead before the safety car, but that's been wiped away by the vicious animal handler. And Shepherd looking to go up the inside, is he? No, not this time round. Doyle doing some good defensive maneuvers there. If he gets any closer, he's going to be biting the tail of the crocodile. Not what you want. Crocodiles tend to rear their head and have a snap at you when you do that. So Shepherd's going to need to be careful. Doesn't want to get much closer, but he doesn't want to give Doyle more than the inch that he needs to keep things safe, because he wants to make a maneuver. He knows Doyle's got the pace on him. He knows his best opportunity to win this race is getting ahead of Doyle.
He needs to put it up the side. He needs to put it up the inside here. Stop backing out, mate. You got 2 laps to make this happen, Brody. There's no point wondering what could happen. It's time to send it, I think. You'll have one. Oh, I think we'll have 2 laps here. I think left, or possibly not. We've got 1:55 left on the clock. 1 minute 33 lap times. Oh, it's going to be tight. We're either going to get this lap. No, this will be the second to last lap. So this is a penultimate lap, and we're going to go into the final lap as they cross the line. It's going to be close though. I'm watching that timer tick down.
Look how different the lines are into that final corner. You saw Doyle taking a really wild line and Shepherd turning in nice and early. Not sure who came off best. I think they both achieved around the same time there.
Last lap.
That gap is 0.3 of a second has been. Yeah, this is the last lap. So whoever comes out in the lead at the end of this lap will win the race. Shepherd trying to chase down Doyle. Brunt trying to chase down Miles with Patterson right behind him. Looks like Miles is in the best position to get the last of the podium places, but Brunt's not going to give this up. I think if we're going to see a manoeuvre, I think it's more likely we're going to see a manoeuvre from Brunt on Miles than Shepherd on Doyle, just judging by the body language.
Yeah, I was just watching Brunt behind there.
A little bit more there.
That
gone much wider if he tried.
Now, with the going onto the back straight, I just want to jump back into the lead here. If you can get this is the chance to do it. Get a really good run. Show him the nose. He's not going to do it. He's going to follow him through. He must have a lot of respect for the Doyle man out there.
Yeah, and he knows that Doyle's in the lead of this championship, so probably doesn't want to go for a maneuver that's going to knock
upset
the
apple cart. Yeah, fair enough.
Out of race 1. Although he would then start from pole in race 2 and have an almost guaranteed victory, you'd have to imagine. So apparently our mics are quite out of sync.
Yeah, we'll fix it up, mate. We'll fix it up. Don't you worry about that, sir.
Hopefully mine's... so you're really loud, Aaron. I think,
I'm always loud. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just how I am. Sean Doyle's going to cross the line here for the win. Brodie Shepherd followed him across the line, but that fight for P3 went all the way down to the wire. Ben Miles take it out for P3 with Brunty following him. So we'll just get to... Oh, he just set the fastest lap too, Brodie Shepherd, on that lap.
Yeah, 1:31.823, eclipsing the watermark set by Doyle, or 1:31.859 earlier in the race. Although I will say, Shepherd had a bit of the toe there. Doyle's was in clean air out front.
Let's get some results up here for everyone to look up. Let's see if I can find these results. Here we go. So Sean Doyle takes it out. The safety car didn't give him justice there because he had a very good lead on the rest of the pack. Brodie Shepherd comes through for P2. Ben Miles, he's not in the only Ben's livery. I'll have to have a look at that very shortly for P3. So congratulations to our podium winners there for race 1. Bruntforce Trauma in P4. He'll try everything in race 2, I'd imagine. They're about to go straight into race 2. Wow. Oliver Patterson, OP. He had a... Well, I think he was off the radar there, to be honest. I'll check out what he's doing. David Atkinson and Joshua Horton and Jaden O'Dea and the Wobbler at the back of the grid there. So I would imagine that the Hammer is going to lead us off in this one.
You're saying the Wobbler, 4 laps done. 4 laps behind the... It was 4 laps to go when the safety car came in. So I wonder if the Wobbler had an incident and that's why the safety car came out.
Oh, possibly. Oh, I think he had an incident well before that, to be honest. I think he pitted, but...
maybe another incident.
So we're going to see... Forget about the incidents. This is going to be... I think they're about to go live in the round 2 for tonight.
Green flag, green flag.
Does Tyson get a good jump? I think he's about to get swallowed by the field.
It's Hammer on the outside, O'Dea on the inside. Looks like O'Dea is going to get him into turn 1 unless Hammer can pull out something special. Horton right behind. Hammer looking to go around the outside of O'Dea. Of course, if you go around the outside, you're not just around the outside for first corner, you're around the outside for second. Going 3 wide into corner 2. Looks like Horton's going to take the lead. Hammer in second on around the outside. O'Dea in third. So that's worked out beautifully for Horton, going from third on the grid to first by corner 3. And that's Hanmo going wide. O'Dea's got the inside going into 4. Should be able to turn that into a position, but if he doesn't, no, not able to. Hanmo taking more speed around the outside. Horton still in the this race. O'Dea in 3rd, Patterson 4th, Miles in 5th, Atkinson 6th, Doyle in 7th, Brunt in 8th, and Shepherd at the back of the grid in 9th, and back of the grid by quite a margin. So I think something's happened to Shepherd in the early stages of this race.
Yeah, I'm just trying to work out what happened to Brodie Shepherd. We'll try and jump on board with him now. He's still in the race, but Oh, he's not that far off the back. He might have got a poor start, possibly. He's still going to be chasing Sean Doyle down for the rest of this 20-minute race.
Yeah, maybe just caught out by how fast the race started. Didn't
Yes.
realize it was starting or something like that. Could be anything. Horton under a lot of pressure from Hanma. Hanma looking like he's got more pace in the early stages. Ben Miles, we know he was quick. He was in that battle for the podium positions, and he's the lead of the front runners from the first race in 4th position. And I mean, just look at the extra speed he's got on O'Dea. Looking to go around the outside at the exit of turn 1. He'll have the outs. Yeah, run the outside of turn 1. If you can make this stick, this will be a hell of a move. No, looks like he's going to
go back in. Now
that all wrong, slams into O'Dea.
I saw that coming from a mile away, to be honest. That was Jaden O'Dea, and that was Tyson. Was that Tyson involved in that? I think we had a lot of people.
Hammer's fallen down the order. Horton down 7th as well, so Horton was involved. They're all behind Shepherd, which is the watermark for people that have had an incident.
Let's see if we can get a replay of what happened there. Yeah, that was crazy. So this is going through the second to last corner, and I'm just trying to see. So we know that Jaden O'Dea was following car number. Hang on, no, car number 5 is Jaden O'Dea. Behind him was Ben. Was that Ben Miles behind him?
I thought it was.
Yeah, he's just got it all crossed up with no stopping power at all. So it's only slight contact, but it's taken Jaden O'Dea out of the race. I'd imagine there'd be plenty of damage.
Had a separate incident further forward because Hammer's in the gravel there as well. So we need to get on board with Hammer and see what happened. I think there's 2 separate incidents that have occurred here.
So yeah, where has he got it mixed up here? He's just done it by himself. Oh, they've both done it. Both leaders have done it.
iRacing suddenly implemented rain at the first corner.
No, that was
all 4 of the leading cars coming unstuck.
That was a Vermilion sandwich just there. Benny Faulkner will not be liking that, seeing 2 Vermilion cars going backwards into turn 1. Let's go back live and see what's going on, and see who's coming back from the dead, so to speak.
So Matthew Brunt's in the lead of the race, 0.2 of a second ahead of Patterson. Sean Doyle's already up into 3rd place, 0.7 behind Brunt in the lead, and that's because we've got a safety car. Not surprising after we saw 4 cars all in the gravel at turn 1.
What I did during that race, I said, guys, get that car into a spray booth right away, hit it with some white and red paint, and get some stickers on it, because it's just not good enough what happened in race 1. As we can see now, actually, who is that in the car there? Oh, that's Orlando. No, see, it wasn't me. It wasn't me at all. Orlando Black has let down the team here. Ben Faulkner's actually out on track right now, taking that car out for a spin. Thanks to Dr. Epoxy, and that safety car looks amazing, striking even.
It is beautiful. I just want to say I'm one of the few people to have got behind the wheel of that beautiful livery.
And how'd it go?
Well, I did all right. I think you were watching, I believe, broadcasting. It would have been in the 86ers last week.
Oh, speaking of 86ers, everyone, anyone watching tomorrow night, me and Connor on Be There or Be Square.
Yeah, I have to say it is a joy listening to you and Connor do commentary. You got a wonderful bit of banter going on between the two of you, particularly with the NASCAR. I haven't watched the GR86s as much, but the NASCAR is a raving good time.
Now he should be pulling away from the field very shortly. I'm just trying to work out where he is on track. That's behind him is Matthew Brunt. Turn 7. So he's going to leave the grid leave this up to Matthew Brunt. Geez, that car's massive compared to these little cars.
I will say I bet Faulkner drives it a bit faster than I did when I was pulling away.
Well,
I was so scared of crashing.
Yep, and he's going to take off now. I'm just going to stay with him as he... God, I love the sound of this car. Anyway, let's go back to the guys at the front.
So Brunt's going to lead the field away with Patterson not wanting to give him even a centimetre extra. He is so close behind him. I think even if you had a tow rope, they'd be further apart than they are there. Sean Doyle in third, Atkinson in fourth, Shepherd in fifth.
He's taking him deep. I'm just waiting for him to jump. Matthew Brunt is waiting right until the last. He's taken off. Here we go. We're back racing. Green flag. Green, 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 as Ben would have called it over the radio. So Matthew Brunt's got a nice little lead here. Now, he was quick in that first race, so expect him to hold on to this. Oliver Patterson's going to be massively under pressure from Sean Doyle. We'll keep an eye on this. Oh, as I say that, Sean Doyle's already trying to make moves.
Yeah, Oliver Patterson taking a very wide line into turn 2 and inviting Doyle to try and launch it up this side, but Doyle, being conservative, doesn't make it stick. But I tell you what, he's got a much better run out of that corner. It's going to be alongside him on the entry to turn 4, and that's job done for Sean Doyle, so he's into the podium positions.
Oh, you say that.
Bit of contact there. Maybe I'm wrong. Teaches me to make assumptions. Assumptions make a fall out of just about everybody. And now, if anything, Shepherd's trying to get up the inside of Doyle. We'll have the inside line going into corner 5.
Shepherd's going to have a really good run through here, and he should be able to take Sean Doyle. No, Sean Doyle's just hanging on to that outside.
Just doing enough. I know he's launched it to Shepherd. Oh!
That's contact between Shepherd and Oliver Patterson.
Was it definitely contact? I thought Patterson might have lost it by himself.
We'll just go back to that. I'll just see who's at the front. So Matthew Brunt's still got control of this race. Brody Shepherd's in second, and Sean Doyle's going to slip back to fourth. So let's see what's going on. So this is them going into... this is where they all come unstuck. And he's... Yeah, definitely contact with Brody Shepherd. And it straightened him up too, so Oliver Patterson can thank him later. The car looks okay. It won't be though, I can tell you. If we get on, just seeing if he's got a bit of left hand down. The car looks a little bit of left hand down, if anything. Let's see what he's... Nah, the car looks pretty straight. He's very lucky. He's very lucky to get away with that. We'll go back live.
So what that has done is given Brunt a healthy lead out front of 3.3 seconds. So he'll look to convert that to victory from here, surely with only 11.5 minutes to go. Shepherd's in second. Doyle's in third, 1.3 seconds behind Shepherd. So that is a very much a live battle still ongoing. Horton at the lead of a very tight pack. As I say that, Mars is taking the lead of the tight pack. That's Horton. He must have got to slow down because he's letting 2 cars through there. And Hotea's taking another position. 2 cars in as many corners.
I've got to go back to that. I'm sorry. That was an absolute lunge into that corner. I can't get away from this action, but that'll have to be the pass of the night. We'll have to go back to that. That Odea move there, under brakes, was brilliant. Oh, this is gonna end a disaster because that's Sean Doyle.
Shepherd. That's Sean Doyle even.
That's Sean
the
Doyle.
In its belly.
We'll get back to that. We'll get back to see what happened with that.
Natural habitat, isn't it?
So he's come through here. We jump on board with him. So he was chasing down Matthew Brunt. I think Brody Shepherd. Oh, he's just got a little bit wrong. That's all that's happened.
Yeah, he's come a crocker at turn 7.
And he's lucky to get off the track there, because the guy behind him coming through after him did exactly the same thing. Who's that coming through? Yep, Hamler,
isn't it?
He's wobbled himself through that. That looks like a flat spot he's got on that front tyre as well. We'll go back live. I hope everyone's enjoying this at home.
Because I am. I think it's got flat everything at this point.
Let's have a look what's going on here. We'll go back live.
So that's, of course, Sean Doyle trying to recapture the pack. Still in 5th place somehow, according to my timing screens.
Yeah, so Matthew Brunt, all his Christmases have come at once for this one. He's got himself a 2.5 second gap over Brody Shepherd. Now, Brody Shepherd's quick, but 2.5 seconds is going to be a lot to bring down over 10 laps. Oh, how many laps do you reckon? We've probably got 8 laps left, maybe 7 laps.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to do it at current pace. Both did a 1:32.7 last lap. If anything, Brunt was marginally quicker than Shepherd. So
we're talking
Shepherd's
half a tenth.
Gonna have to improve if he wants to catch Brunt here.
So
but we did see him do a 31.9 at the end of the last race, so it's not out of his wheelhouse.
So the only battle that's happening here at the moment is these two: the Battery World entry of David Atkinson and the Vermilion entry of Oliver Patterson. We might stay with this battle for a bit. I might jump on board, give everyone a lap and a half of what it's like to race these things.
Yeah,
Can I
I'm on
get?
board with Patterson.
Oh, that is a
There we
great view.
go.
He's actually pulling out of that for a little bit, so we'll go for a full lap. Oh, as I say that, he's let him go, but we will go for a full lap with OP. And
Oh,
I'll.
he's heading. So is Patterson. So is Atkinson.
They could have been in trouble for a little bit of contact earlier on, so not the lap I wanted to take on board with there. He's done a drive-through, so Oliver Patterson's been a little bit naughty, I think, and he's gone a lap down. And as I say that, safety car's come out.
Maybe that's... No, that you still wouldn't go into pit lane.
So Orlando Black has come out. If you're listening, Mr. Ben Faulkner, that livery there is incorrect, Mr. Sir. That is a Vermilion Motorsports livery and not the right one. Apologies inbound, thank you. Let's see how that goes to the boss man. Everyone chatting at home, I hope you guys are enjoying this race. I think carnage is about to ensue in the last race. These boys are obviously having a lot of fun out
what
there.
this does is it puts Sean Doyle in contention, doesn't it? In 5th place, but we know the amount of pace he's got. That crocodile could come slinking from the depths of 5th place and snap at the lead of this race.
I'm loving it.
Certain.
I'm absolutely loving it.
Well, you didn't react to me saying he's come a crocker.
Yeah, no, I'm trying not to. I'm trying to leave it out there in the internet world, but I just can't anymore. I need to react. There's too many dad jokes going on.
Yeah, it's just the scale of jokes that's overwhelming. I'll be here all week.
One of my favourite songs is about a crocodile, but I can't seem to think of the name of it. And it'll come to me shortly, and everyone will enjoy it. I think it was. No, I won't even speculate. I'll come back shortly. Embrace the Tooth, yeah. Oh, we're going
racing again. Matthew Brunt leading them away. Shepard in 2nd. O'Dea in 3rd. Sean Doyle already getting a better launch than Miles. Looking to go around the outside of turn 1. This has definitely never gone wrong in the past. No, he sits in behind Miles instead. Probably thinks that the amount of people that have had incidents to turn 1, as long as I keep it clean, I'll get the win of this race. But no, and that's O'Dea. It's breaking early going into turn 2. It's invited a move from Miles. It goes late up the inside. Sean Doyle staying behind, looking to ambush the 2 of them and get 2 positions for 1 because O'Dea is taking some interesting lines defending from Miles at the moment, and that's just looking quite a dangerous situation. If it goes up the inside, Miles late again. It's going to get the move done as long as you get a good run out here. And instead, what's happened is O'Dea's got a better run, and now Sean Doyle's trying to go up the inside of Miles. And I tell you what, I think that might be moved on for Doyle, because around outside of turn 5 is very hard to hold on to.
Yeah, I think what you'll find here is... No, he held on to it. I thought for sure Ben Miles would... How was he held on to that? He
Full
will...
of aggression, isn't he, Miles?
Now
and
that...
he gets the move on O'Dea. That was beautiful.
No, it wasn't that great because
No,
Ben Miles is going to find himself rejoining the circuit in a really critical spot. And who's that behind him? That's the Wobbler. The Wobbler's gone around again and take. Oh no, the 2 Vermilion boys, Tyson Hamner and Joshua Horton. Excuse me, mister, can you give us a tow? He's yelling out to the to race control. I don't think he's going to do it. I think we might see safety car. Orlando Black is jumping back out in the field. With 4 minutes to go, this is going to be like a... And Brody Shepard's just a 132.6 as well. The Wobbler strikes back, says Thomas Byrne on the chat. Yes, he has. And we won't give him... just remember, we're not allowed to say that on the stream. We're not allowed to call him the Wobbler on stream. Keep that to just personal stuff, okay, guys? Thank you.
I was going to say, I think we've had about Vermilion spins this race.
Oh, yes! Yes, I'm clapping here if you can't hear me. That is fantastic. Man, where are you coming up with these puns from? If I got off the pots and pans, I think I could do that too. You know what? They haven't called a safety car. I thought this was definitely going to be a safety car moment.
Well, no, I thought so too, but it's not. Instead, Matthew Brunt still having to genuinely defend from Brody Shepherd, and the gap is down to 0.2 of a second. Shepherd looking to strike here and reclaim some glory for the Vermilion liveried cars. All on your shoulders, Sheps. Don't let the team down in the home series. And we then got Doyle in 4th place, putting a heap of pressure on Miles as well, less than half a second between the two of them. So we'll cut to that if that starts to get real tasty, but we can't take our eyes off this at the moment. Shepherd getting a better run out of the final corner. Is he going to launch a move around the outside of turn 1? Most drivers pull out of this maneuver. Will Shepherd be brave? Will Shepherd go for it? They're certainly side by side through corner 1. Is he going to come out ahead? Yes. Yes, he is. He takes plenty of speed. Gets 2 wheels on the gravel, holds onto it though, and he's going to sweep around the outside of turn 2. That'll be the inside of turn 3, and it'll be brave for Miles trying to hold on. No, he slips in behind Shepherd, and that is the lead for Shepherd for the first time in this race.
That was a really good little set of corners that Shepherd got him on that. He faked Brunt out a little bit on the outside of turn 1, and then switched it back for turn 2. So that was some really good racing from Shepherd. Sean Doyle, though, while we're talking, he's just got past Ben Miles. He's into P3. He's got 2 minutes left, so let's say 2 laps left in the tank. He's 2.5 seconds off Matthew Brunt. If these guys at the front start to battle a bit more, Doyle's lurking.
He certainly is, and he's got incredible pace, hasn't he? You would not want to count him out, just like you never count out crocs beneath the surface of water in Australia. And just want to call out, we've heard some word from race control. Car 56, which is Ben Miles, has been given a warning for unsafe driving, and that's the first entry into the race control chat for this week, for tonight's entertainment.
Okay, I'll keep an eye on that. I know what he's going to tell me after the broadcast. Why didn't you check the messages? Well, I'm too busy here pressing buttons.
So I got you. I got you covered.
Yeah, thanks very much. So this battle here for P3, I thought it was over, but Ben Miles might have a little bit to say about this. Actually, is this the last lap? No, it's not. This is going to be a 12-lap race. First race was 11 laps. This is going to be a 12-lap race. So one more lap after this one. I might jump on board here. Actually, I like getting the helmet cam. Oh, that's great.
You know, it'd be fantastic if they hooked up to the VR. So if someone was in VR, you could see how they were moving their head.
Well, in the chat, someone in the chat can just be watching. Yeah, that would be fantastic. Oh, you mean just in general? Yeah, you wouldn't want to be on my head. I'll just be looking over my shoulder the whole time.
Oh, because you'll be in the lead. Ha.
Oh, you got it. Oh, that's a little bit wide from Sean Doyle. Those two at the front are actually having a massive battle. We'll get to that on the last lap, but this... I just don't think Ben Miles has the pace for it to keep up with Doyle.
The thing is, he's been so aggressive this race that, you know, if Sean Doyle gets one corner wrong and gives Miles just a sniff, he will try and gobble that place up, and it could lead to an interesting result. We'll have to wait and see. I was going to say, the other reason you'd be looking in your mirrors the whole time is because you're constantly reversing after going deep into corners. So
yeah, I do like the reverse entry. So onto the last lap. So we'll see what Matthew Brunt has for Brody Shepherd. The gap right now is 4 tenths coming out of turn 1 into turn 2. Yeah, I think Brody Shepherd's going to have it here, unless he can claw back 4 tenths, maybe 5 or 6 tenths now on the main straight, which is nearly impossible in these cars. I know there's no aero on them, but
yeah, I think he's going to be relying on Shepherd to make a mistake somewhere, and Shepherd's been driving pretty good. So wouldn't bet on a mistake. Wouldn't bet against it. We've had enough chaos this race, but certainly wouldn't bet on him making a mistake. When he's in a strong position like this, he does tend to convert. Does Brody?
Just going through the grid here. That's David Atkinson. He's going to round up P7 for us, coming through onto the straight now. Oliver Patterson, tales of woe through that race. Hopefully he comes back in the next one and shows us what he can do. Jaden O'Dea involved in every single incident we saw, and involved in every battle that was going on. Ben Miles has just got off the pace a little bit now, so he's consolidated 4th place. Sean Doyle cannot catch the guys at front. Coming into the last corner is Matthew Brunt and Brody Shepherd, and Brody Shepherd just had too much pace for Matthew Brunt here, and he's going to go across the line for race 2 tonight for the win. Matthew Brunt in 2nd, and Sean Doyle comes across the line, even though he's at the back of the grid at one stage there, for 3rd place.
Yeah, it just goes to show you never count yourself out of it when it is ANZ E-Series Formula Ford. There's plenty of incidents to keep you in the battle, thanks to that Dr. Epoxy safety car. It's chaotic, it's good racing, and when you've got close racing like this, it does lead to incidents. So no matter what happens, you always stay in it because you never know. Especially
with a small grid like this, yeah, and the safety car coming out as well. That sort of helped Sean Doyle there as well. So just going through the results, Brody Shepherd, well done on the P1. Matthew Brunt, again in the podium, but he could have held on for the win there if he was a little bit more aggressive. Sean Doyle, watch for him in the race 3. Ben Miles kept the pace for a long time there, but just didn't have it for Sean Doyle at the end. Jaden O'Dea, we saw him in a lot of scraps. I think he was in that turn 1 incident as well. Oliver Patterson, David Atkinson, Joshua Horton, and the Wobbler, Tyson Hammer, round out the field. So what do we expect from race 3, Liam?
I expect Patterson will have an incident with another Vermilion Motorsports car, as we saw it twice in the last race.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see some O'Daring moves from O'Dea.
I like it.
And I think we are going to see Sean Doyle and Brody Shepherd work their way to the front again. Shepherd's, if anything, his weakness in the series so far is he has got caught up in incidents in the early stages trying to come through the field. So it'll all depend on those first few laps for Doyle and Shepherd as to whether they can get towards the front. But I also expect we'll see the Dr. Epoxy safety car once again in race 3 because they don't have to worry about their starting positions for the next race. So there's even less risk than there has been in the first 2 races, and we have not been short of daring moves across the first 2 races.
I was going to say that there's the last race, it's all to play for. You get to have an interview with us too. So if you're listening now before the race, I know you're about to go green in about 10 seconds. Win it! Get in here with us and tell us how you feel. The guys watching on the chat will love it too. So have a dig.
Yeah, you got to go for it, right? Yeah. Why finish second if you could finish first? That's the way I look at it. You know, and let's face it, it's the ANZ series. For a lot of these drivers, it's not the main series. It's a bit of fun, so they're gonna treat it for fun, right? That's what we'd like to see at ANZ E-Series. Good racing, good fun, and that's what they're gonna have in race 3. Which I think Hammer will lead them away for.
You say fun, but I think turn 1 is not fun at all, no matter who you're racing. I think they're just going to hold it flat on the outside, try and get that run down into turn 2, and then maybe spread out a little bit from there. But you're right, that safety car is going to be out. I'm going to put my bets on in the first 5 minutes.
And just to bring you up to date on the cricket.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Pat Cummins has lost his 4th straight toss in the Ashes. So once again, England will be at home. They'll have the choice of when to bowl, and they've only converted that massive advantage once so far. So we'll have to see if they can do it again at Old Trafford, which is expected to be interrupted by rain on days 4 and 5.
It's going to be a bit of a bash fest, I think. We're going live. Race 3 tonight in the feature. We're about to go green. So who's got that's Tyson Hamner at the Tyson Hamner hasn't taken the grid. So that's Joshua Horton up the front, David Atkinson behind him. Everyone got a really good run out of that. That's Jaden O'Dea in the red.
Second.
And the 3 wide into turn 1.
3 wide.
Tiny contact. Sean Doyle is at the back of the field, and he didn't have anywhere to go. There was three Formula Fords in front of him, and no gap at all.
Atkinson in the Bradley World entry, trying to go up the inside of Sean Doyle there after taking the outside of turn 2. There's contact! Taps the rear wheel of Sean Doyle. Interesting to see what race control make of that, but that's Atkinson sent spinning round and round and round. We'll have to wait and see what Faulkner, Black, and Beaumont think of that incident. Looked like Sean Doyle may have came across there. Let's get on board with our replay. So you can see here, that's Atkinson around the outside. We're going to stay on board with him to see if Sean Doyle... So he's got the inside here. He's going to hug it.
Yeah,
I
he's
think
just...
it's a misunderstanding, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just wheel-to-wheel contact there. I don't think there's anything really to play for there. He's lucky he didn't take Sean Doyle out there, but the Battery World
It's
livery
alright.
will live again.
I was going to say Atkinson will recharge and he'll have another chance once there's a safety car to make his way through the field. In the meantime, Horton is in the lead. Miles in second, having taken that position back from O'Dea. Brunt in fourth, up 4 places in the first half a lap. So he's had a fantastic start to this race, which is turning into a full lap, to be fair. Patterson is in 5th, Shepherd in 6th, Doyle in 7th, and then Atkinson off the back of the pack in 8th. Very tight all the way through the field. All of them on that start-finish straight. Horton with an okay lead at this part of the race, and that's 2 going side by side. I think that's Patterson and Shepherd. Shepherd getting past Patterson there. Shepherd on the inside, I believe. And Sean Doyle getting involved as well. So it's Shepherd, then Doyle, then Patterson now. So Doyle the lead for Million Motorsport entry. Patterson behind Doyle now. So certainly that incident's not made Doyle shy, having made a move on the very next lap. And Miles has just overtaken Horton for the lead of the race. They're side by side, going down to turn 5, going through the dip.
Yeah, up into the hill here, up into Horton's hill. And yeah, good pass by... No, Joshua Horton held onto it. I was just going to say Ben Miles is going to get this pass done, but he's taken a long time to do it. Ben Miles has finally got it done. He's going to have a little bit of contact. And sent him, absolutely sent Ben Miles to the back of the grid. Not much damage is going to be there on his car. Car looks very good. We'll just see if it's straight.
Oh, and that's Brunt.
That's Matthew Brunt. That's big.
Going 90 degrees across the track.
Car does
lucky not to get taken out.
We'll see what's going on there.
Yes.
I say, on board here with Matthew Brunt... oh, he's gone for a move up the inside. He got it done, and then he's got a little tiny bit of grass done on himself. Oh, massive contact with the wall. That barrier's fine, by the way. Matthew Brunt, however, not so. That would have called out. That would have brought out a safety car, I'd imagine.
Surely it would, given how trigger happy they've been, and it is a safety car. I can see number 28 at the lead of the field, so it's Horton first behind the safety car, getting a nosebleed from being so high up. O'Dea in second, Shepherd in third, Doyle in fourth, Patterson in fifth, Miles in sixth, Atkinson in seventh, and Brunt in eighth. And that's not, I should say, that's not a dig at Horton. He's driven the best so far in this race.
He's definitely got pace in anything he drives. So, and I know what's happened. He's probably just turned up here. I know he jumped into the session late. He's probably done no laps. He's done now 40 minutes of laps around here. Let's see what he can do. Brody Shepherd and Sean Doyle are in third and fourth. So all he has to do is get a gap between him and O'Dea, and see what he can achieve.
That's easier said than done. O'Dea definitely not scared to make a maneuver. We've seen him pretty much every lap. He's side by side with someone, so it's going to be interesting to see how he takes this restart with Horton. And whether we get any penalties, we rewatched that incident for Brunt and saw what launched him sideways across the track. But of course, there was the incident just before that with Miles, wasn't there? And we saw that it looked like there was a bit of contact and being sent into the wall. So it'll be interesting to see whether race control do anything about that. And I can confirm that car 56 and 43, which is Miles and Horton, are under investigation.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, they're in fifth and sixth at the moment. If they get a drive through now after the safety car, that puts you way out. That you have to wait for another safety car or hope there's an incident. But I think we're about to go live.
Yeah, I believe they are, and it will be O'Dea leading them away. That's changed. Horton's dropped back down to 6th place. So it was Horton that was going to be leading the way. He's actually in 6th. Car 43 redressed behind car 56. So Horton was ordered to give up his lead of the race and return behind Ben Miles, who was in 5th place. So Horton dropping down to 6th behind the safety car. And it will be O'Dea who leads Shepherd and Doyle when they return to racing.
Yeah,
it won't be this lap.
Oh, it won't be this lap. Okay, so they're going to go one more lap behind the safety car. That's going to chew up valuable time for the guys of Sean Doyle and Brodie Shepherd trying to chase down O'Dea. So less time for him at the front trying to hold that lead. He's no slouch, so we'll see what he can do. That Sendy did in that race too, up the inside. Beautiful. I think turn 6, I think it was. Beautiful. Hopefully he can do something like that and hold these guys at bay. And that's what he should be doing. With 10 minutes remaining after this safety car comes in, I think with it all to play for, just make that Formula Ford as wide as you possibly can. There's no doors on these things. Maybe put your hands out the window or something. I don't know.
I tell you what, if they can get their arms out of the cockpit and wider than the wheels, they're doing a very, very good job, and they've got a bigger wingspan than I do. Yeah,
that'll be fine. Bring the stick, Bring the dingo stick with you and put that out the side.
Saying that, I'll tell you who you want in the cockpit. I've got a friend, and he's carpenter, and his wingspan is so big that he picks up the double doors, the frames for the double doors.
Oh, yeah.
Like that, like just holding his arms out and grabs it on either side.
Old Lurch, is he?
Yeah, he's a big guy. He's a solid unit. Haven't got him racing, sadly. Mind you, in a car he'd be so slow.
Oh no, it's well possibly, but in a digital car he'd be fine.
In a digital car, yeah. In a real car, his head would be about 2 foot above above where everybody else is, and making it very top heavy, I imagine.
Exactly.
Probably risk of rolling it.
If anyone wants that gentleman's phone number, just put a thing in the chat here.
Yeah, if you need a unit, get in contact. I won't rock up, but I'll send my mate down.
Yeah, send your mate. The infamous wingspan. So
that's what we're going to call him, the infamous wingspan.
You must love birds. So we're going to have, once they go racing again, we're going to have 11 minutes left on the clock, but that's going to bring the laps right down. We're going to have like a 10-lap race total, so probably only 7 laps after this. Or maybe 6, actually, I should say.
Yeah, but I bet you they are going to be action-packed. Atkinson's been brought back into this race. He's had his recharge, has been put back into the remote and is ready to go. We've got O'Dea at the lead of the race, who's been so aggressive. Shepherd behind him is also not afraid of a maneuver. He's been locked in a 3-race long battle with Sean Doyle, who lines up behind him in 3rd. Doyle's not going to want to come second to Shepherd again. Patterson then in 4th with Miles in 5th. They've been involved in some great battles and some incidents throughout the 3 races we've had. Then you've got Horton in 6th after being in the lead of this race and being told to redress behind Ben Miles. Atkinson in 7th and Brunt at the back of the pack in 8th, looking to launch his car forwards. So O'Dea now controlling the pace because the safety car has left. He'll decide when to get the power down. He'll have Faulkner in his ears telling him green, green, green. When does he go? Gonna leave it a lot later than the other restarts that we've seen so far. Taking a leaf out of Valtteri Bottas's book. And
no, he gapped him. Well done, O'Dea.
Brilliant.
So going into turn 1, we're going to have Jaden O'Dea is going to have a nice little healthy lead here. But Oliver Patterson in the back here, no, he's fine. Wow. Okay. They've obviously had a really strict talking to this whole field after that last safety car. Oh, that's a massive move there by Joshua Horton up the inside of Ben Miles. And he's eyeballing now Oliver Patterson. And we know these two like to come together.
Yeah, and I think Atkinson's had a poor start, ends up at the back of the field already, was behind Horton, already lost positions to Miles in and Brunt. That looks like that's Shepherd trying to go around the outside of O'Dea. He's going to give himself the inside line going into turn 5, but this hasn't always come off. Oh, 2 wheels on the grass, O'Dea squeezing him. Shepherd having none of it. Sean Doyle looking to get involved, perhaps make it 3 wide into corner 5. How's this going to go? Shepherd gets in the lead at turn 5. O'Dea in 2nd, Doyle in 3rd.
Yeah, that was some great racing. I thought they were going to... oh, and they've gone wide, and here comes Here comes Sean Doyle up the inside. He's going to go into P2 and he's going to be fighting Brody Shepherd again. Oh, that's a massive dive by Joe. Oh, that
There's
is
another collision.
a incident and a half. We'll find out what's going on there, but I think Jaden O'Dea is going to have a little bit to talk about that incident. I think he might find himself in the stewards' room.
I think he would definitely find himself in the steward's room, and I think perhaps with a bit of a talking to, because he shoves it up the inside of Sean Doyle. We're going to get a lovely view here, thanks to some wonderful camera work from yourself.
Oh, to
yeah,
be
just
honest,
taps him in the rear wheel.
that is big at the back there.
Not sure he was alongside enough to be to warrant space there. We'll have to have another look. And safety car is out. So we've got as much time as we want to have a look.
Yeah, I'm just trying to have a look at this. So the massive battle here going in for P3. Jaden O'Dea already got the lead on it. So then we see.
They are quite alongside going into the corner.
And who's that's run into? Is that Oliver Patterson? Oliver Patterson had nowhere to go and has absolutely launched that Formula Ford. Yeah. That crocodile will not be smiling, I can tell you.
It's going to have a bit of a gap tooth, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, he might be a bit salty with that.
He may be. Let's go back live. Let's see what safety car we got out there today.
I actually think I'm going to call that a racing incident. If I had to give my verdict, and that's not necessarily what racing controller going to decide, we'll have to wait and see. But he was alongside more than I thought.
I think so as well.
So it might have been ambitious of Doyle. It's not an overtaking opportunity, which is the other side of it. It's not a corner you're generally going to see cars going side by side. But he was up alongside well before the corner. It wasn't a move into the braking zone. So I do wonder if Doyle has cut across him a little bit there. No matter what the stewards decide, I would not be surprised, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I've had nothing come through on the in the chat just yet to see what's going on from race control, but that will be under investigation for sure. That whole incident there, and the poor bystander, which was who was that at the back there that ran into Sean Doyle? That was Patterson. So he's actually right at the back of the grid now. So
yeah. So to bring you up to date on the current running order, it's Shepherd at the front, Horton up into second. So he moved from 6th position up into 2nd in that melee. Miles is in 3rd. O'Dea's in 4th. Despite being in that incident with Doyle, definitely coming off the better of the two. Matthew Brunt's in 5th. Atkinson is in 6th. Doyle is in 7th, and he's got Patterson right behind him, the innocent bystander who just couldn't find a way to avoid Doyle. And just seeing Brunt and O'Dea swap positions a little bit, I don't think that's deliberate. I think that's just...
No, I think maybe it is deliberate.
It could be. Yes, O'Dea's dropped another position, so I think O'Dea has been told to drop behind Sean Doyle, if I had to take a guess. But
so
let's. Race control.
I've had nothing from race control, but that to me looks like he has been found guilty of a possible incident. So he won't be happy about that. He's had to redress behind. Probably Sean Doyle, maybe not Oliver Patterson, but here we go. Orlando in race control is whispering in my ear as we speak. I'll see what he's saying here.
Yeah, car fine to readdress behind to last place was the verdict from race control. So that was confirmation. Jaden O'Dea told to go to the back of the pack for that incident. I have to say, I do like these penalties. I like these penalties where it's redress behind the person you made contact with or redress to the back of the field. It's an immediate sporting penalty. No look involved. How the race turns out doesn't matter. Like with a time penalty, it's easy. It gets the order correct. And it's just a common sense penalty, isn't it?
Yeah, look, I'll play devil's advocate there and say that was probably not too much in that incident. These guys were racing. I mean, we're talking 20-minute races here, so Jaden O'Dea stuck it on the inside. I think he's unlucky to get a penalty there, and we'll probably talk about this going. We might How long we got here? Can we get back to that? I'll see if I can get back to that.
I will agree that I think the penalty itself is harsh. I was just talking more in general about the
Oh,
style.
the
of
general, yeah,
penalties. I
the
like
style of penalty is good.
penalty.
Yeah, there wasn't a drive through. It was go to the back and fight on. How much time we got left here? Let's see if I can get a replay of that. I'll try anyway. I just want to see what our people watching at home thought about it. No, I'm not going to be able to get back to that, but that's okay. I might do it after the race if he gets himself up to the pointy end, which he might do with 3 laps to go. We might have a chat to him.
Yeah, that'd be good. And just to bring you up to date on the cricket, Uzi has been given out LBW.
Oh man, I'm not even. See, you're spoiling it for me.
Apologies. I won't do it.
So okay, so when you're watching the cricket, the Aussies are up. Are you an Aussie?
Yes.
When the English are up, are you an English fan?
No.
No.
No,
Okay.
I'm Aussie through and through.
Okay then.
The way I put it is, the Australians that were born here had no choice but to be Australian. I chose to be Australian. So.
Well, to be honest,
I'm more loyal.
The Kiwis probably have us both at the moment in the test domain. So, they definitely. Safety cars in.
Safety cars pulled away. We're gonna get back to racing this lap.
Oh, he's gone early.
He's gone very early, not taking into account what Day did last time. Shepard does it his own way, and I tell you what, he's done a good job there. Caught Horton napping a little bit, and he's going to have a nice, clean, 1 car only entry into turn 1, which is the dream for all these drivers.
Cold tyres, by the way. We're gonna have cold tyres for these guys for sure.
And Sean Dawes already up into 5th place.
And Jaden O'Dea is wasting no time. He's gone past 2 of them already. And he's going to chase down Sean Doyle again. See how many positions he can make up.
Yeah, we're going to have potentially Doyle and O'Dea sharing the same piece of tarmac again. That could be interesting. Brodie Shepherd and Horton, not much tarmac between the 2 of them. Gapping Ben Miles a bit here. 0.6 of a second from Miles to Horton, only 0.3 between Shepherd and Horton. And with only a couple of laps to go, it's going to be hard for any of these drivers to make an absolutely clear break. They're always going to be fighting with someone, and some changing for position there. Patterson trying to go around the outside of O'Dea. Looks like he's got it done. O'Dea going up the inside of the corner where he had the incident last time out. Sticks nice to the inside, and they do manage to go cleanly through 2 wide.
So Ben Miles has played himself. That's Doyle around, so he's out of the picture for this race. Ben Miles, however, is in P3. Matthew Brunt is breathing down his neck. This is going to be the last lap.
The lead from Shepherd. Horton leads from Shepherd with only 1 lap remaining.
No, he doesn't. That was short-lived. So Brodie Shepherd said, "You can take the lead for as long as you want there. I'll get it back shortly." Last lap. Ben Miles, Matthew Brunt, and Brodie Shepherd are absolutely centred into turn 1. Oh, this is going to be great. 3 wide into turn 2. Who's going to come out? Matthew Brunt has found himself from P3 up into P1 with half a lap to go.
Yeah, and he's got Ben Miles behind him. Shepherd in 3rd. Shepherd with no pace for the first few corners there. Wonder if he's had a bit of trouble, picked up a bit of damage or something. Not what I would have expected to see from Shepherd, given the pace he's shown in race 1 and 2. Patterson gets past O'Dea for 4th place. No, they're swapping positions, O'Dea and Patterson, so they must be side by side on the racetrack. Matthew Brunt's in the lead, 0.2 of a second ahead of Ben Miles. Made that 0.1, make that nothing at all as they go side by side. No, Miles pulls out of it, decides that's not the place to make a manoeuvre on the final lap of the race. Shepherd looking to pick up the pieces, tempted to go to the inside, thinks better of it. Miles in the middle of this sandwich of Brunt and Shepherd. Shepherd looking the most racy at the moment. Miles not really putting the pressure on Brunt, as much as you can say that when there's only a couple of
Oh, that's O'Dea going wide! I don't think there was contact. I think he just got a little bit wide there. O'Dea did, and that car's a second hand. We go back to the what's happening at the front. Matthew Brunt only has to hold on for a little bit longer. We're going into the final corner. Matthew Brunt, he's held on for the race win. On the outside there is Brodie Shepherd. Is that P2 for Brodie or is it P3?
No, it's P2 for Miles.
Yeah, Miles has come through for P2 and Brodie Shepherd for P3. What an ending to that race. Well done, boys. David Atkinson. Is it a P5 result for him? That's fantastic. That's a P5 for David Atkinson. Sean Doyle is still on the track somehow. Fastest lap for Sean Doyle at the end there. 132.7 wasn't enough to get him to the front. Matthew Brunt will be stoked about that. We'll have a chat with him very shortly. We'll get the results for everyone here now. If I can work that out. Watch me go. Oh, I'm getting better at this. So Matthew Brunt, well done for the feature race. Everyone was very, very quick. He was doing 133s, and I know everyone's had like 131s and 132s in them. Ben Miles just couldn't get there in the end. Held off Brodie Shepherd though for the top three. Oliver Patterson, David Atkinson, fantastic result for those two. Sean Doyle, P6, Joshua Horton, and Jaden O'Dea. He has had a race to forget. So you've already grabbed some people into the commentary box already. Who we got in here?
So we've got Ben Miles, Brodie Shepherd, and Matthew Brunt have joined us in the commentary booth.
What a race, boys!
It was a bit of fun, wasn't it?
Pretty wild.
Guys, I'm going to start with Brodie Shepherd. You had the pace for these boys. I know you had the pace over Benny. I know you had the pace over Brunt Force Trauma. Did you think you get him in the last lap?
I thought it'd be close. I'm not sure quite what happened going to turn one on that last corner. The car decided the rear didn't want to stick, and both of them got past. And then it was a good fun race though. Good to race both of them. Both respectful. Both good fun to drive side by side. Almost had them into the final corner, but just too much speed, too much understeer.
No, these cars look like an absolute blast to drive. I'll be out there in a fortnight's time. I told the guys in the commentary team that what's going to be going on. I'll be there. Who was Ben Miles in the Silver Bullet? Is that the livery that you wanted to run? Is that what you're normally running?
No, I haven't settled on a firm livery. So yeah, I went for the Silver Arrow today.
Yeah, it looks fantastic out there on track. You held off Brodie Shepherd there by the skin of your teeth.
Joshy, yeah.
Oh, you thought it was Joshy? Well, if it was Joshy, you probably would have been in the fence. But
Well, he had one crack at me that race, put me in the fence. So
no, I shouldn't say that. He had a shocker in all three races, to be honest. But mate, that was a great P2 result. And Matthew Brunt, mate, P1 in that race, and you're P4 in the other two, weren't you?
Yeah, 3 or 4, I think. Yep.
Yeah, so when it matters, you come through for the race win. So congratulations to you three. Tonight was pretty good. We didn't have a massive field, but you guys definitely brought some action to us, which was great to watch.
Yeah, it was good fun racing.
Yeah, and you guys were all in comms together talking through that, I'd imagine?
Yeah, for the most part, there's a few of us all together, and then, towards the end, it was just people were just quiet, focusing, trying to get the passes done. That's
what I was going to ask. The vibe when it comes down to the last few laps, after a few safety cars, is just eyes forward, red mist. I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, it definitely gets a lot quieter. Everyone's focused, trying to...
Actually, I was the cause of one of the safety cars, so I didn't think I had a chance at halfway through the race.
Yeah, I was going to say that that safety car. I think all three of you guys were involved in incidents that race.
I think I just dodged one of them.
Actually, no, Brodie, you had a pretty clear race in that one. Yeah,
I think I dodged both of them by like a pixel or a tire width, and for two of them. So,
well, the main competitor, which I thought would be in here having a chat with us, was Sean Doyle. He
yeah.
had a shocker, so he finished that race in P6. He's still going to get an absolute monster of points, but that's good for you guys when it comes to championship time, because we're halfway through the season now. I don't know what their points are going to be like, but coming into the last three races, trophies on the line, is there going to be some friendships tested?
Depends if Sean wants to try and pass me, I guess.
well, the racing between Brodie Shepherd and Sean Doyle, Brodie, that was in that first race was fantastic. I was yelling. If you rewatch the stream, I was yelling at you just to send it down the inside there at turn 6, but you weren't listening to me. If you had it over again, would you have a go?
Oh, it was tough. Sean's quick, and he had this track and car combo sorted, so it was hard to get past him. But it was good fun racing him side by side for a lot of it. Was trying to send it on that last lap of the first race, but it was just good to actually race people and not be spinning and stuck on a curb like last round. So
You should watch the
Oh.
replay for my race then if you think that's what was occurring.
Well, boys, thanks for the racing. It's a shame we can't get everyone in here because everyone had a pretty eventful race. Brody Shepherd, do you wanna have a shout out to some sponsors, mate?
Yeah, just thank you guys. Thanks ANZ. Thank Vermilion for putting all of this together. It's been a good series and it's good fun. And people should check out the other leagues as well, the other races that are being run as well.
I think when it comes to Formula Ford, Brody, it's everyone can be within a tenth of everyone and have good racing. Even if you're a second behind, you can still get the slip and be in the mix. So anyone that's watching on here, get in here, have a go. Everyone in here is fantastic racing, and you'll probably learn a little bit too from these guys as well. Ben Miles, good race. Give us a shout out, mate.
Same as Brody in particular, Vermilion, but probably the Game Vacuum, my long-time sponsor. Check him out on YouTube.
I haven't seen them in here lately. I've been waiting for them to come on the chat. I've been watching a few of their videos, and it's pretty cool. But yeah, sorry to cut you off there, Ben. Go on.
No, that's all right. Yeah, they need to get my livery sorted, get them back on the car. So hopefully I'll get that sorted for the next races.
Matthew Brunt. Now there's been a bit of an issue with the safety car out there, but give us a shout out, mate.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned it first, but the safety car that probably cost me the easy win in that second race twice.
Yes.
And then I noticed it didn't have my logo on it. So
yeah. We'll have a chat.
Dr. Epoxy, that's the one I'd like to thank.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Epoxy, Matthew Brunt for that awesome livery that we only saw half of tonight.
Thanks to all the guys for the race. It was real good racing tonight, so it was good fun.
Yeah, I think that's who we need to shout out to is the guys that are racing with you guys, around you guys, are giving you guys space, but also providing a bit of action as well. So, hats off to you guys. Thanks for the night, boys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for hosting.
Yep.
I didn't even enjoy your night, boys. Sorry, Liam, I didn't even let you get a mention there, to be honest.
That's okay.
That's okay. I couldn't help but chatting. Now, tomorrow night, 86ers. I don't know where we are. I should know that, but as everyone knows, Okayama. I do like that track. That's going to be a slipstream fest down that back straight. So we look forward to seeing everyone there tomorrow. Liam, you want to jump in a car tomorrow in the 86? Get that NASCAR monkey off your back?
I probably will hop on if I can remember to get involved in the right car this time. I've tried to do every round of the 86s and have managed to race in exactly 0 so far. So we'll see if I can break that streak tomorrow.
Okay, then. I just have to shout out to everyone on the chat. I have had no chat for the last 20 minutes of that race, so I apologise to anyone there. Any of the puns that come through, I'll laugh later. Everyone that's jumped on board there and gave it a shout out. I hope you guys enjoyed the racing. When are you back on, Liam? You're back on next Wednesday in the GT3s.
Yes.
I'll be there. I'll have a race. I don't know where we are. You know that?
Yeah, it'll be me and Mitch for the GT3s in a week's time. As for where we are, I am looking that up right now, and I will fill until I find the information so that I can tell you all, and it'll look like I knew it all along, or it would look like I knew it all along had I not given the game away.
Yes,
But
yes.
that's not the only racing we have. Of course, we've got the GR86s coming up tomorrow, which will be fantastic. Make sure you tune in there. And that's yourself and Connor doing the...
Yeah, Connor Nixon. I'll give him a wake up call probably 15 minutes before we start, and he'll pop up out of bed and have a chat with us all. So that should be fun. Well, look, we might wrap this up. Thanks to everyone on the chat, having a chat with us, guys. It's been fun. All the boys that are racing, I know that wasn't many of you, but get the word out there and get some people in here racing because this is going to be a fantastic series.
Yes.
Yeah, as you
Please
know,
do.
Liam. Yeah, this is we would like to build it. I want to see more cars on track. So
Every series is superb. The GT3s are superb. They're probably they've got the healthiest numbers at the moment. The GT3s, but they could do with growing a little bit. The Formula Fords, as you've just seen, are incredible racing. Plenty of scope for additional numbers, so please do get involved. Even if you just do one race, it's super cheap to become a member.
Yep.
We've got a special on at the moment, 50% off just get yourself on track. Use it as a warm up for next season or something. And then on the Thursdays we have the NASCARs, which are incredible fun, and everyone has a bit of a laugh in the NASCARs. And then every other week is the GR86s, which is probably second most populated after the GT3s, and now also just they're a really good car for a beginner to get into. You're going to learn something. It will punish you if you drive stupidly, but they're simple enough to keep on track, and you get great racing like you do in the Formula Fords. And next week we have the GT3s coming to you from Road Atlanta, so that'll be next Wednesday's broadcast.
Thanks everyone for joining us tonight, and enjoy your evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have fun.